Another important part for you in the virtual classrooms that we've just talked about is the recordings. We come from here, from the list you see on the right, and we start by clicking on it and selecting recordings to see which recording we need. All right, this is the recording. And when you look at the recording, you'll see the name of the recording. And here's the start date. The start date for the recording was when? The duration of the recording was 3 hours, 57 minutes, and 28 seconds. And you'll notice access is one of the most important aspects of the recording. Why? Because access means what? You'll see it says training course members only or public. The idea here is what's the difference between the two? Any student who is registered with me can access the message. Even if this feature is set to training course members only, they can still watch the recording. To take the recording link, I do copy link. The link will appear for me, and copying is done via keyboard. Right click, no, that won't work. Use control with keys to take and place the link. To use this link in another course. Ensure access is not training course members only. Make it public. To do that, click and go to recording settings. In recording settings, choose public under access. With the mouse, if you say right click, that won't work here. Use control to take and place the link. Put this link in another course. Ensure access is public, not training course members only. To make the link public, click recording settings. Under access, choose public. You can also rename the recording, change its name. Most importantly, set it to public. Make it public and save. You need to make the link public. So how do I do that? I come here and click, as you can see, and then go to something called recording settings. From the recording settings under access, I choose public. Not only that, but you can also change the name of the recording. So the name of the recording here, as you can see, you can change it. But the most important thing for me here is to set it to public. So it has to be public, and then we save it. When I save it here, you'll notice that instead of training course members only, it has become public. So now I can take my link, copy it, and enter it into any course. For example, I'm going to go to a regular course now. Here's a course from the other courses, and I'll go to content. All right. And from the content, I'll go to create content. And I can do something called a web link. I come here to create a link. Of course, I need to give it a name like live meeting, for example, any name that suits you. Then I go to the URL here, the URL that we copied earlier, and I paste it here using Ctrl-V from the keyboard so it becomes the link. Then I can also provide a description. So if you want to add any description here, you can write the description. And if you also want to attach any file, you can browse for files and select any file here, whether it's a Word document, PDF, or any other file, and say that the file is now available. So the file is there, all right? And then you can allow it. And after that, you can also set a specific time if you want. This link will appear today and disappear after a week. Students can access the link for 1 week only. To set a specific time, click here and set the date and time. Set display availability. Scroll down to find the first live meeting and the provided link with a description. Students click to watch the recording. About the time and the date. But if you want to specify it, you need to click here and set the date, and you also need to specify the time. The same goes for the display. You need to set until when it will be available. So here we set the date and the time, then we click the submit button. You'll notice that if we scroll down, you'll find the first live meeting here. And here's the link you provided along with the description I wrote, just a word for the description. So when the student clicks here, they will be taken directly to this recording to watch it. All right, that was regarding the part I was explaining to you about the recordings. So far, do you have any notes, questions, or issues regarding the virtual classrooms? The virtual classroom aspect is important, right? All right. the part where we are, of course, inside the virtual classroom. Inside the virtual classroom, you guys, I mean, thank God you saw inside the virtual classroom how to share. I mean, from here, you can share the content. From here, you can share the whiteboard, your screen, or files. All right. You can also use the chat feature without any issues. And of course, using the microphone is also part of the virtual classroom experience. Now, regarding session settings, which you can find here, I can change the language. Right now, I have the language set to Arabic. I have the settings and session settings options. If I want to change it to English, I just need to switch it from Arabic and click again to set it to English. You'll notice that my settings have changed to English for those who prefer. If I want to switch back to Arabic, I just come back here and select Arabic to return to the Arabic language. Also, in the session settings, you will notice that the participant zones are the same as the zones that appeared a while ago when I was creating the session. I'm actually in the live meeting with a graduate student, so I don't need to go back to the session settings from outside that I created. No, I can change things from here in the settings while I'm inside session, and there's no problem at all. There's absolutely no issue. Also, I want to clarify that, for example, we have Dr. Khaled Othman as a participant. As you can see, I can use the three-dot menu here. If the student joined me and I had given them participant status, I can promote them to presenter because I want the student to. Another point I want to clarify for you is that, for example, we have Dr. Khaled Othman as a participant. As you can see, you can use the three-dot menu here. If the student joins me and I've given them participant status, I can promote them to presenter because I want the student to. Of course, the participant has fewer permissions than the presenter and the coordinator. So when I want the student to speak into the microphone, or if they want to present a PowerPoint file to explain something specific, I can't just leave that student as a participant. No, I have to give them presenter permissions. So if I go to Dr. Khaled now and make him a presenter, you'll notice that Dr. Khaled presents a PowerPoint file. He can share with us and present the PowerPoint file. Dr. Khaled can use the microphone. So these permissions are also important. Okay, I'll return Dr. Khaled to participant status. So now we're talking about the virtual classrooms to display reports, view recordings, and document matters. Now, let's see the tools for publishing resources or references for student or researcher access. As Dr. Mohammed said, the circle with the plus sign is crucial. Key options here are the content area, tool link, and web link. These are key elements you'll benefit from. Now, to publish a content area, I'll name it resources. Now, let's take a look at a key tool for publishing resources or references. For student or researcher access, we see this important plus sign circle. The content area, tool link, and web link are key elements. I want to publish a content area named resources and references, or as you prefer. I must enable availability. Otherwise, students won't see it. Make it available and click submit. Now, resources and references is here with the icon showing it still. One of the most important options down here is the content area, the tool link, and the web link. These are some of the key elements we'll look at together. I'll say this is a content area and I'll name it resources, and references as you prefer. Then I have to make it available to users. Enable the availability option. Without activation, it's like it doesn't exist for students. The student won't see it. Make it available to users and then click submit. Now I have resources and references available here, and the icon shows the page is empty. And the references, depending on what you all prefer for the titles. Then I have to make it available to users. I must enable the availability option. If I don't activate it here, it's as if I haven't created this link for the student at all. The student won't see it. So I need to make it available to users and then click submit. You'll see that I now have resources and references available here, and the icon on the left indicates that its page is empty. There's nothing on it.